One of the most important concepts to go over is how to make vegetable-based cooking easier. Because with vegetables, you have to cut them up, you have to cook them, and they're not always as easy as just grabbing something on your way home from work or grabbing something out. But if you can have vegetables prepared and ready in your house, then it doesn't matter what you're eating. No matter what you're eating or where you got it, you can just grab your veggies from the fridge, heat them up, and you've increased the nutrient value of your meal tremendously just by having the vegetables ready. So I'm gonna show you one way that I like to do it, and I recommend to most of my clients, is that you pick one day a week or 2 days a week if you can, and you make that your veggie day. You just spend time cutting up the veggies and cooking the veggies and make it an activity. Do it with your partner, do it with your kids, do it with your friends. Make it a social event. Or if it's just you listen to your podcast while you're doing it. Find a way to make it so it's a good use of time as you're preparing your good healthy veggies. So first, we're gonna get some veggies ready to roast in the oven. I like to have a combination of them. So I grab some carrots. I like some nice thick cut carrots. Put them in a bowl there. And then Brussels sprouts are one of my favorites roasted. These are so good and they're such a great addition to everything. Whether you're throwing them onto your eggs in the morning or whether you're adding them to your chicken or your fish that you're having that night. And then broccoli and cauliflower, I like them steamed, but they're also fantastic roasted. Some nice big chunks to roast there. And then of course, sweet potato. Sweet potato is the king of roasted vegetables. And I love to add sweet potato, a little bit of sweet potato to everything because it just gives that little bit of sweet taste. And especially with kids, it makes them eat just about any vegetable when there's some sweet potato in there. So that's a great trick. It really adds to everything. So put some sweet potato in there and then mix it up with some oil before you roast it. Again, I like avocado oil. Has a higher smoke point than olive oil. Good healthy monounsaturated fats and gives it a nice flavor. Just get in there and mix that up. All right, then we add some salt. Again, I like real salt, Celtic sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, all that works well. That really helps bring out the flavor of the veggies. All right, so now we've got the oil and the salt in there. You mix them up really well. I've got the oven preheating for 425, so you want to cook at a pretty high heat. And that's why, theoretically you should not be using olive oil cooking at that high of a heat because it has a lower smoke point, which means that's when the oil starts to break down and oxidize, and having oxidized materials in your body is not such a good thing. It can lead to inflammation and free radicals. So now we've got it ready and we'll put it all on our baking sheet here. Another little tip is just I like to use the pre-packaged baking sheets here that are already basically the right size. Now, one thing I like about these particular veggies is they tend to cook at around the same time. Sometimes the Brussels sprouts might cook a little bit faster, so you might have to watch for that. But for the most part, these are gonna all cook around the same time and be ready at the same time. If you find that some are cooking faster than others, it just adds a little more work and that you have to separate them when you're putting them in. So the Brussels sprouts will have their own sheet, the sweet potato will have their own sheet, and so forth. You want to try and give them their own space as much as possible so they're not overlapping or have anything on top of them. All right, so now it's ready to go in the oven. Quick and easy. All we had to do was add it with a little avocado oil and salt, put it on the baking tray, and we'll put it in the oven. Now that those are in the oven, we have about 15 minutes when we should check on them, and they should start to get nice and brown on top. But in the meantime, we're gonna work on getting the rest of our veggies steamed and ready to go. Now with some of our vegetables roasting, we're gonna turn our attention to steaming the others. Because I say as long as you're taking the time to make the vegetables. Make a whole bunch so you're gonna have them for 2 or 3 days. That's why I've got 2 steamers going, because if you're gonna do it, might as well do it. So I've got my broccoli, carrots, cauliflower, zucchini, green beans. We're gonna get all these going and they'll all be done right around the same time as the roasted vegetables. So first I'll start with my green beans. Some people say you gotta cut off the ends. To me, that's too much work to prepare. I say you take them off when you eat them. Make it easy. Throw those in there. Got the broccoli that we cut up to put in there. All right. I'll put some carrots on top. Put all those in there. Add some cauliflower. You don't want to pack it to the top because then it takes a little bit too long to steam and might steam unevenly. So you pack it about halfway through, but that's why we've got our second steamer over here. So we can add a little more. We can add zucchini and some Brussels sprouts into this one. All right, and now we have a fantastic mix of vegetables cooking, and this is gonna be more than we need for one night. So we'll have all the leftovers saved in our fridge. So whatever we're having that night, we've got veggies ready to add at a moment's notice. All right, it's been a little less than 10 minutes since we steamed the veggies and about 15 minutes since we started roasting them. So everything should be about ready now. So let's go check it out. Yep, those veggies are looking good. Shake out some of the water. Pour those into our bowl. All right, everything's looking ready. So we'll get this out into our bowl. All right, so there you have it. Total cooking time, less than 15 minutes. The preparation time is just with the chopping. So get it all done at once. Make as much as you can at once. Add it to your meal today. Put the rest in the fridge up front so you're gonna see it. So whatever meal you have over the next couple days, you've got plenty of healthy, delicious vegetables to add to your meal.